all that glitters is not gold. Once upon a time, in the village of Kaksinra, there lived a beautiful girl named Nyakio. After her parents died, she was left in the care of her elderly grandmother. They lived in a small hut surrounded by bushes. Homes were scattered, and it was rare to see another hut near Nyakio's home. Nyakio's grandmother was too old to work, so it became Nyakio's responsibility to look for food and ensure her grandmother was comfortable. A severe drought caused widespread starvation, leading to deaths of people, plants, and animals. Nyakio and her grandmother were miserable, nearly to the point of giving up. They survived on leaves that Nyakio plucked from the bushes and boiled. As the drought worsened, even the plants dried up, making it difficult to find leaves. Nearby rivers had also dried, so Nyakio had to walk long distances in search of water. One day, she woke up at dawn to look for water. Her grandmother pleaded with her to wait until sunrise, but Nyakio couldn't bear seeing her grandmother starve. She walked for nearly a kilometer before sunrise without encountering anyone. Suddenly, she heard movement in the bushes, making her heart race with fear. Who do you think you are? I'm not easily scared, especially when my grandmother is starving, she shouted as she hurried down the path. The movement continued. Where are you going alone at this time? My grandmother is almost starving to death. I have to find food to ensure she doesn't die. I can offer you some food. Who are you? Why do you want to know who I am? Because I can't accept any offers from someone I don't know. Here I am, the ogre said, stepping out in front of her. Frightened, Nyakio started to run, but the ogre held her hand tightly. You're going nowhere. Nyakio screamed loudly, but nobody came to her rescue. Listen, young girl, you are too beautiful to look food. If only you would allow me to marry you, I could take good care of you and your grandmother. I'd rather starve than marry you, ogre. Leave me alone. The ogre let her go, but promised to visit her at home. How do you know where I stay? Please don't come. My grandmother and I are used to our problems. We don't need your help. The ogre disappeared into the bushes as Nyakio continued her journey to the stream. Nyakio, my granddaughter, where are you? It's been long since you left for the river. What has happened to you, my granddaughter? Cried her grandmother. Before long, Nyakio arrived, exhausted, but with a pot full of water. She put the pot down and quickly rushed to her grandmother, who was wailing uncontrollably. Sorry, grandmother. I didn't mean to stay away for long. It was an ogre who delayed me. An ogre? Yes, and before she could complete her sentence, there was a pat on her back. They both screamed, forcing the ogre to step back. How did you get here? And what do you want from me? Asked Nyakio. I wish you had listened to me, my grandchild. Now see what's happening, cried her grandmother. Old woman, I'm here to support and not to threaten you. Allow me to marry your granddaughter and all your problems will end. We don't need your help. said Nyakio. Her grandmother covered her face with both hands, not wanting to see the ogre at all. The ogre turned back and left. A few days later, Nyakio went back to the stream to fetch water. At the same place, she met the ogre. A desperate young man appeared from the bushes with a large herd of cattle. "Hello, beautiful girl." "Hello," answered Nyakio. "I wish I could have a hard-working girl like you for a wife." "How do you know I'm hardworking when we are meeting for the first time?" "I can see it on your face, and the fact that you are here alone at this time convinces me that you are hardworking. My grandmother is almost starving to death, so I don't have time to waste with idlers like you. I'm just requesting your hand in marriage." "No, I'm not interested." "I'm ready to take care of you and your grandmother if you allow me to marry you." "No, never talk to me about marriage. My grandmother and I are used to suffering, so leave us alone." She ran downstream, leaving the man standing as he stared at her until she disappeared. "Grandmother, I wonder where I can fetch water and come back in peace without anyone disturbing." "Why are you saying that, my granddaughter?" "I met a herdsman at the same place I met the ogre, and he was asking for my hand in marriage." "Did you accept?" "No, grandmother." "I think you should have accepted. I'm not for the ogre, but for the good-looking man." "I'm not ready for marriage, grandmother. I'm here to take care of you, and only death will do us part." "I'm old and should not stop you from having your own family. I want to see you grow as a woman." "As I told you, grandmother, I'm not getting married anytime soon." The grandmother wasn't pleased with her granddaughter's decision. She wanted her to get married and bring grandchildren. Days later, a handsome young man with 2 bodyguards walked into Nyakio's homestead. She had gone to look for leaves, which was their main food. The grandmother was sleeping when 3 men knocked at the door. "Who is knocking at this time when my granddaughter is out looking for leaves?" "Leaves?" he exclaimed. "Yes, leaves for supper." They entered, and the grandmother wasn't thrilled to see them. She welcomed them to sit on a ragged mat on the floor. "No, thank you. We are fine. We can wait while standing," answered the prince. Nyakio was approaching from a distance when the grandmother quickly pointed for them to see that she had arrived. The prince quickly moved towards her and tried to take the bag, which she quickly shoved to her back. "Leave this bag alone. Who are you? And what are you doing here?" "Nyakio, my granddaughter, those are your visitors. Talk to them well." "Yes, I'm Prince Ojuok, and these are my bodyguards." "Yes, Prince. How may I help you?" "I've been hearing about you, and today I decided to come and ask for your hand in marriage." "Hearing about me? From whom?" "Just outside there, people talk well about you." "I'm not ready for marriage. I have my grandmother to look after." "I know, but I'm ready to take good care of you and your grandmother." "Nyakio, please, listen to what he's saying. Finding a good man like him is not easy. Just listen." What shows that he's a good man, grandmother? There are so many good women out there. He'll just find his match. The grandmother never spoke again until the prince and his guards left. Nyakio cooked food and offered it to her grandmother, but she never ate. She scolded Nyakio for everything she was trying to do. The following day, Nyakio stayed home as her grandmother's condition worsened. She neither spoke nor ate anything. Nyakio looked for herbs, boiled them, and tried to give them to her. Her grandmother held the gourd and intentionally poured out the medicine. "What have I done to deserve all this, grandmother?" asked Nyakio. Her grandmother never responded. Instead, she lay on the mat and slept until the following morning. Nyakio was devastated. She woke up and decided not to do anything. She didn't even bother to look for food as usual. This prompted her grandmother to speak. "Look for something you can eat." "What about you? Are you going to eat if I cook?" "No, I'd rather starve than have you cook for me when you are supposed to be raising your children." "So what do you suggest?" "That you accept that gentleman's hand in marriage." "Where will I find him? He already left." "Just ensure you hover around the stream until the day you meet him." Nyakio cried all the way to the stream, looking for the prince. She returned with a pot full of water after meeting nobody. And the story continues.